What's going on? I've got another booster box. I am lucky enough to have received another pre-order, so that's really cool. Shout out Denarian Games. I bought this box from them, and yeah, arrived safe and sound yesterday, so I'm gonna rip it. Still have 4 other boxes. I think one's being shipped, the other 3 I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, pretty excited. So far, the game's been really well received. People are really enjoying playing. People are really enjoying opening. I'm seeing tons of people sharing pictures of what they get in their boxes, and the pull rates are nice. It's nice to get a couple alt arts, an alt art rune, maybe an overnumber card, and then the epics. Some of the epics look awesome. And you get 6 in a box, so that's awesome. What's not as awesome is everyone can't get their hands on cards, and players can't get their hands on playable cards, which is unfortunate, but that is sort of the state of TCGs right now. It's really hard to get one off the ground. As I said in one of my last games, there's some issues that Riot UVS games are going to face in getting this game off the ground and making sure that it's a success. And we'll see what happens, but I think it's a really thoughtful game that's fun to play, and it looked like they had people like Brian Kibler and stuff helping them with the development of the game, which is cool. But we'll just dive into it. So let me know what kind of hits you've gotten in the comments. What's your favorite hit so far? I've just opened the 1 box in English and like 3 random packs from EB Games. But yeah, so far I enjoy it. The QC hasn't been the greatest, especially on the commons and uncommons, but that's not a huge deal. But with our hits, we need them to be in good shape for our collectors out there. Here's a rare Darius Trifarian playable card. Oh, it was a 1 rare pack. Look at that. We're starting off hot. Straight fire with the 1 rare pack, error pack. Should reseal it and sell it as an error pack. But so far so good. I'm enjoying opening the game when I can get it. I still have so many singles I need to put on my eBay store. Sold a few already, which is cool. Just trying to get the cards in the hands of the people that want to play. I will end up playing the game. I think when cards are a bit more plentiful, I do have a Proving Grounds with some cards that I'm going to list because there's exclusives. Maybe we should talk about that. It's an interesting, this pull tab. I'm just asking for cards to get this right. The Proving Grounds is interesting, and I don't know if the decision was made to move product, but they put cards in there that are exclusive to the box, and that's, instead of this product being 35 Canadian, which it's supposed to be, we're looking at up to, I've seen prices at like 200 because it's got, a handful of cards that are selling for $20, $30 on the open market. So maybe in theory it's a good idea, but given the environment we're in, it's probably not a great idea to put exclusive cards in a product like that at the beginning for cards that are in meta decks. But you live and you learn. Cool. I got this in the last box, I think, but big fan of the artwork, big fan of Jinx, big fan of Arcane. So let's put her out. This will just be our rare stack for now. Oh, that's a banger hit. That's an expensive card. That's going straight in the shop for the people. Sold one last week, or maybe it was early this week I sold it. I think I shipped it out Monday. It was bought on the weekend. The Cathian Rain, probably the best epic you can get on a pack of Riftbound. Seeing it on eBay for, anywhere up to like 60, 70 bucks last time I looked. It's maybe going up now that sort of all the product is out there, and people aren't getting it readily, and we're not expecting more waves of boxes, right? So if your LGS is sold out, you might be out of luck for a while. Draven. Welcome to the League of Draven. So, I think, like I said in one of my earlier videos, supply is a bit of a problem. I think they did a pretty decent job of getting it out there, but the demand and the popularity of the IP, combined with just TCGs being crazy these days, has the cards at a premium, and booster boxes are now over 300 Canadian, which, I mean, I don't think you ever want to see in a new TCG. I mean, it proves that there's a ton of demand there. I think for the most part, there's not a ton of people in Riftbound or knowledgeable of Riftbound that are the Scalper Scanner 5000s, right? I've seen lots of people in Canada, at least, going to GameStops and getting packs and proving grounds at the 35, 40 bucks or whatever. So that's awesome that people don't know about it enough to go scalp it. But still, if that is the case and the demand is more natural and it's people that want to rip it, people that want to play it, cool. That's playable too, I believe. Got another seal. I love seals, don't you? Woof, woof. Another epic. It's kind of funny that there's even just like a shortage of runes. I guess to be expected, being that it's hard to get even just the pre-cons or the proving grounds. So you gotta rely on ripping packs, and if you can't get packs, you can't get runes. And if you rip a box of Riftbound, I think you're getting like 3 or 4 runes of each type or something. Was it 24 packs? There's 5 or 6 creature types. Or colors, whatever you want to call them. Solari Shrine. Oh, ho, ho, ho. This box is banging. Whew. We're hot like wasabi when we bust rhymes. Nice. These two, either the 2 best or close to the 2 best epics. I'm not sure where Dread Bloom's at. We'll see. Honestly, I haven't taken a peek at market prices of cards in the last week or so. Just been so busy with my eBay store. I was spending at a show on the weekend for Pokemon. I'm a donkey that can't stack cards, the usual. Show was awesome. We were in Kelowna, BC. And it was a great show. My best show yet. I've only done 3 though, so it's not saying much, but yeah, met tons of people, got to see a ton of cool cards. Sold some of my favorite cards. My Lugia from Plasma, full art. Ooh, Echo, very nice. There was actually people at the show looking for Riftbound, which was surprising. I didn't bring any because it's just too niche, and even like popular games like One Piece, which is way more popular, even it doesn't have a huge presence at these shows. It's mostly Pokemon and sports. Had a friend at my table doing his One Piece, which was cool. He's got like a bunch of the mangas graded by Beckett and stuff like that. 'Cause he got a God pack from a loose pack in Walmart. Oh, yeah, so very cool. Got another one this weekend. We're going to Vancouver for the Vault show. I think it's on the Sunday, November 9th, I think. I'll be there with the Poke Office. He's got his 3 tables as usual. So those boys will be slinging sealed singles and stuff for your master sets. I'll just be at my table beside him. Work Grand Stratagem. I have not seen that one before. Cool. But I'll be there slinging my singles only. I don't think I'll be doing anything else. Just too much to bring for a trip like that, and me just doing it on my own. So I'll have a handful of slabs and my banger singles, tag team altars, all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. Anyway, we'll get back to our Riftbound. Primal Strength, playable card. Malzahar. I'm not sure if Malzahar is playable. Primal Strength is for sure. I've seen a few people buying that. So we have not seen an alt art yet. We've seen 2 of 6 epics, and we're approaching the halfway point at least. I need to go through obviously and list a bunch of commons and uncommons that are playable for people, so that those are available in the shop. Another Yasuo. There's a Jinx alt art. Demolitionist. Cool. So there's one. We expect one more. We should get 4 more epics. But I think they've done a real good job with Riftbound so far. And of course they'll spend the next year or so getting this particular set out for sure into the hands of players and the population. There's another MF and a vein. So don't fret, the booster box prices right now are high. It's not unexpected. In one of my videos talked about, you know, it potentially acting like Lorcana, being super expensive at the start, unable to keep it in stock. The printers go brrr, and then the prices kind of shock the market. All the singles get out there. Everything is more reasonably priced. Nice, another Jinx Demolitionist. And Lee Sin. Ooh, and there's our Fury Rune. Very cool. But this is what I mean with the QC. If you're like, these aren't going to be expensive. We know that because you get one in a booster box basically. But like the fraying and stuff on any texture card, like we need to cut that crap out, guys. That's so brutal. Thankfully, this is a card that someone will just play with. But overnumbered signatures, some of the alt arts, even some of the epics, in my opinion, could be grade worthy because the art's so good. Sprite Mother, that's playable. Spectral Matron Reverse. Overt Operation. Regular Kaisa Evolutionary. And we got a token. Cool. Alright. So we hit our rune alt art, we hit one alt art. So now we're just hoping if we get another alt art and hopefully an overnumber or signature. Odds are we don't get either of those. And I was lucky that I got an overnumbered card in my first box. And it was a Volibear, nonetheless. We've got something here. Victor and Volibear, and oh, that's just regular Volibear Epic. Okay. Have not seen this one yet. Very cool. This is what I mean, like some of the epics are just gorgeous, but let's figure out how to cut cards, people. I think part of it might be the cardstock they use is substantially thicker feeling than the other ones. And one thing I've noticed on the cards, like our hands have some oil, right? We have like pores in our fingers and stuff. But I noticed that if you pull a card out of a sleeve, with my fingers especially, you can see a bit of my thumbprint on the card remaining afterwards, which is super annoying. So if we're sending cards in for grading, let's really take a look at the surface, especially on the back of these cards, okay? It is a different cardstock from the other games. It seems more susceptible to holding on to oils. And of course, being thicker, it seems they haven't quite got the cutting right. Karma, TF, Set Epic, very cool. I haven't seen this one in person yet. Quite a few people I've seen pull it. What a gorgeous card. So cool. So cool. But yeah, I'd love to hear people's predictions on market action of the boxes of singles over the next while. My prediction personally is the supply is out there. It is being opened currently. A lot has already been opened, and the people that are buying it for the most part are people that want the cards to either play or to collect. So if most of it's out there in the ethos and being opened up now, I expect cards in the short term, singles, sealed boxes, I do expect them to go up in price, especially after whenever their event is. I think it's in Texas, to see what cards, decks do well. The meta here might be a little bit different than it was in China with things like Kaisa and Yi, but those seem to be by far the most powerful. So price action, short term, I do expect them to get more expensive, the playable stuff. The signatures, I don't necessarily expect to get more expensive in the short term. I think maybe they'll come down a bit still. Overnumbered, I think, will come down a little bit as well, unless they're playable. But anything playable, I expect to go up over the next month and a half, 2 months. They'll get that second wave out. I'm not sure if the second wave that they're going to do is going to be enough, I'm honest. Because they realized it a little late in the game, that demand was what it was. And it's not easy in the short term to just print a bunch of cards and get them out. Right? We see the larger companies, of course, and Pokemon owns like Millennium Print Group and that. We see them, we're looking, they say like 8 to 12 months in advance they print sets and get them ready, right? So, party favors, very cool. Nice that in this box I'm seeing a lot of different cards. One interesting tidbit I noticed, and I haven't really heard from anyone else, but I'm not sure people are paying attention to it yet. When I went through the uncommons for my first box, I had no duplicates. And there's 3 uncommons in a pack. I don't think I had a single dupe. So 24 times 3 is 72. Is that how many uncommons there are on a set? Like, that gets me a little curious. Zonia's very playable, good stuff. Vi, not bad. Arcane Vi, nice. So that makes me curious. Are they intentionally making it so every box has a good spread and minimal duplicates of uncommons and commons? And if that's the case, does that mean that boxes could be matte, or there's some sort of pattern that they use? The boss, nice, very cool. Big set fan. I remember when he was being designed and about released. I played ARAM against the Riot employee who designed Set. I forget what his name was. And so we got to chat a little bit in game. I just told him I was super excited for Set. I wasn't even a top laner. Wrath of Echoes. Shen. Another seal. I don't care much for the seals. I don't know much about the seals. We're down to 2 packs. The final countdown. So short-term sealed boxes, proving grounds, probably go up a bit, but I would not buy them for the sake of trying to hold them for a month and then sell them. Thinking if you need the cards, it might be a good idea to buy them in the next couple weeks when the single supply is out there. And again, we got another 1 rare pack. Thank you, Burrito. I'm hoping that I'll rip whatever boxes I do get here this month. Caitlin, Albus Ferros, and an alt art. MF, let's go! That's probably one of the best alt arts I think you can get. Look at that texture pattern, that's sick. Last pack magic to get us to the 2 alt arts. Otherwise, that box was looking a little bleak. So, what did we get? We got 2 alts. MF and Jinx. I don't think that Jinx is... I'm not sure. I'd have to go check again. I forget which Jinx is the popular one. But I think the Misfortune Buccaneer is a fairly popular card and playable. You may play me to an open battlefield. Friendly units may be played to open... Yeah, that's fucking part of my language. That's ridiculous. You can play your friendly units to open battlefields. That's cool. Might not be that OP because it does say open, but I'll take a look into that. 2 seals for the epics. Cathy and Rain, White Flame Protector, bangers for epics. Volley Bear set. That takes us to our 6. So as far as the odds are concerned, average box, 2 alt arts. You're supposed to average 2 alt arts a booster box. For the most part, it seems like people get 1 alt art rune a box, which is cool. Our epics, I think set is very playable. I think the seals are relatively playable. Cathy and Rain, super in demand. White Flame Protector, very nice. So yeah, let me know what you think is going to happen in the short term, in the long term too. I expect increases in prices on singles especially, and the sealed stuff. Second wave will come out. I expect it to dip that a bit. So yeah, starting in like 2-3 weeks, I expect singles maybe to ramp up a bit, and then boxes will ramp up a bit until that wave comes out. And I don't know if it's going to be enough to quell demand in the prices. We'll see how much they push out there, but it's going to be tough for the first few months to get all your meta staples for, very competitive decks. So if you can find them at decent prices, go for it, but don't FOMO on any of this stuff, because I think this product in particular, the set in particular, is going to be printed for at least 1.5 years to 2 years. So that's all from me. If you're in Vancouver this weekend, you're going to a card show for Pokemon or anything like that, check us out. I think we're at the Orem Center, downtown Vancouver, the show there with the Vault. And until then, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.